Hello, Salam Sejahtera and Salam Hormat. I am Hazel Ginajil and this is Malaysia Adventist News. Today, we bring you a special edition. The Malaysia Union Mission Youth Ministries organized the first MAUM Pathfinder Camporee from the 7th to the 11th of April at Dantai, Kota Belud, Sabah. 2,300 campers from the Philippines, Bangladesh, India, Singapore, Thailand, Peninsular Malaysia, Sarawak, and Sabah participated in the week-long inaugural historical event. Participants arrived at the Dantai Kota Belud campsite on Sunday, the 7th of April. Although it was a hot sunny day, the weather gradually changed toward the evening. Rainpour started around 3:15, only to become stronger and stronger. It stormed for an hour and a half, causing flooding in the areas of the already built tents. Despite the rain, the young people were determined to continue camping. Many campers dug around their tents, creating gutters to allow some drainage from the excessive rain. But the unforgiving strength of the rain flooded the campgrounds. One by one, the tents had to be removed. Many campers were soaked in their clothing, yet they maintained high spirits. As the campers convened for evening worship at the hall, the young people experienced another setback when the electricity was abruptly cut. Still, the campers continued singing in the dark. The devotional message was delivered by Pastor Francis Amir. In attendance were distinguished guests from the Southern Asia Pacific Division, SSD, Pathfinder Coordinator, Pastor Anukul Richil, Malaysia Union Mission President, Pastor Abel Bana, Executive Secretary, Pastor Nelson Benda, Treasurer, Elder Joshua Chi, Vice President for NDR IEL, Pastor Francis Amir, the Mission Presidents of Sarawak Mission, Pastor Simili Tajau, and Sabah Mission, Pastor Ferdinand Sawanay, and invited guests, Youth Director of South Central India Union, Pastor Anbudurai Albert, and retired former SAUM Youth Director, Pastor Simon Siu. Officiating the opening ceremony on behalf of the Sabah State Chief Minister Dr. Sri Panglima Haji Hajiji was Assistant Minister to the Chief Minister, Datuk Abidin Madingkir. He also delivered the Chief Minister's inaugural address. In his speech, the Sabah State Chief Minister shared his support for the Camporee. He believes that the commitment and enthusiasm of the youth who participated in the Pathfinder Camporee can strengthen brotherhood, cultivate noble values, and avoid negative symptoms, thus making them a valuable asset to the country. The Camporee was packed with activities aimed to educate, create awareness, demonstrate and learn skills, and share the friendship bonds among young people. Honor classes were intentionally chosen, and teachers cautiously planned their classes to accommodate the different ages of participants. 40 honor classes were offered over 4 sessions. Campers were also divided into groups to participate in fun games such as tug of war, volleyball, and other variety sports. Another camp activity was Market Day. Campers set up traditional displays and booths selling traditional food and snacks and souvenirs such as pins and patches. Campers were called to don traditional costumes when attending the Market Day event. At the different corners of the hall were traditional performances and sections where spectators could participate in traditional dances, such as the famous bamboo dance, also known as the Magunatip. The Heroes Tournament was one of the highlights of the MAUM Camporee. Hosted by Pastor J. Edison Lawrence, the activity aimed to promote the Heroes Bible Trivia Games and encourage the spirit of studying the Bible among the youth. The winners received prizes sponsored by the MAUM Youth Ministries. The program started off with a devotional message shared by the guest of honor, SSD Director of Youth Ministries, Pastor Ron Genabago, together with his wife, Ma'am Geneva Genabago. In their message, they urged the Pathfinders to be a Pathfinder of caliber, to live like Caleb, to focus on God, to remain faithful, and to have Caleb's fitness. Following the devotional message was a recognition and award session. Pastor Ron presented Elder Farrell with a leadership award and on behalf of SSD presented an appreciation to the Malaysia Union Mission for actively creating and contributing honor programs for the youth ministry. "14 regions from the Sabah mission, 1 contingent from the Sarawak mission, and 1 contingent from the Peninsular Malaysia mission participated in the parade. Receiving the March Past salute were the VIPs, church leaders, and guests who were dressed in their Master Guide A1 uniform. 23 baptismal candidates were baptized on the shore of Dantai Beach. The candidates were from the Sarawak Mission and the Sabah Mission. Among the 11 pastors baptizing the candidates were MAUM Director for Sabah School and Personal Ministries, Pastor Jim Gabu, Sabah Mission President, Pastor Ferdinand Sawanay, Sarawak Mission Youth Director, Pastor Chantin Loy, and retired former SAUM Youth Director, Pastor Simon Siu. "123 Master Guides in training from Sabah and Sarawak Mission were invested as Master Guides in an investiture ceremony. The Pathfinders, MITs, and Master Guide proudly donned their uniforms during this formal occasion during the Camporee. SSD Pathfinder Coordinator Pastor Anukul Richil, the honored guest, was among the leaders who invested the MITs into Master Guides and later presented awards to the selected and notable individuals. Among the awards presented were the Good Conduct Ribbon, the Long Service Award, Bronze Wings, the Meritorious Service Award, Silver Wings, and the Distinguished Service Award, Gold Wings. A total of 221 participants received these awards.
Pathfinders! On fire!
success of the Camporee is also attributed to the generous contributions of the following sponsors: Penang Adventist Hospital, Asia Pacific International University, Mr. and Mrs. Sendra Gunawan, Sunny Hill Ice Cream Sarawak, Elder and Mrs. Yu Lip Sin, Gold Reeds Associates Sendirian Berhad, SMF Asia, SKS Pavilion Sendirian Berhad, Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Chu, Elder and Mrs. Bernard Kitt, Dairy Auto Accessories, and Mr. and Mrs. Randy Jabeng. This is the Pathfinder Camporee news highlights from the Malaysia Union Mission. For more news and details, visit our website www.adventist.my. You may also follow us on our social media channels: YouTube Malaysia Union Mission, Instagram Adventist My, and Facebook Malaysia Union Mission of Seventh-day Adventists, MAUM.